Skirts can be such a beautiful addition to our wardrobe. Very timeless, very elegant, and a very classic piece to have in our wardrobe. However, some of us struggle with how to style these things. Me personally, I always struggle with skirts. Why? Because I'm very top heavy. I have a large chest, I'm an apple shape, I have the bigger belly. So in today's video, we are having a look at skirts for apple shaped bodies. I know I'm not the only one feeling this way about skirts, hence why I decided to put a little video together with some outfit inspiration with the do's and don'ts of how to wear skirts for apple-shaped bodies. Please note, this video is for outfit inspiration. A lot of the pieces I'll be sharing with you here in the video are older pieces and no longer accessible. Per usual, I'll link as much as I possibly can in the description box below, and I do leave alternatives where possible as well, all right? But this is outfit inspiration. I want you to use this video as a springboard, go into your wardrobe and play around with the pieces that you have and see if you can come up with combinations that maybe you hadn't thought of, or maybe just give them a try, all right? But some outfit inspiration, skirts for apple shapes, let's get stuck into it. I have picked 4 different skirts for us to talk about today because they all have different shapes. Also different texture. We're starting off with a faux leather midi length of a skirt. This one is quite a straight skirt, but as you will see as we go through the skirts and the do's and the don'ts, a lot of it has to do with what we pair it with and how it actually works on our apple shaped body. But the faux leather, it's a classic, it's an elegant option, and it'll stand the test of time, which is why I love it so much. Next up, most of us have this one, a satin skirt of some description. Mine is from River Island and it suits my apple-shaped body so well. A lot of them are cut for pear shapes, so when I'm always talking about this one because I love it so much. Again, mine is the classic black simply because I don't do skirts all that much, so I want to make sure I really have the timeless pieces in my wardrobe. Next up, I've actually picked a pencil skirt, and I can hear all the apple shapes out there screaming, no, they show off a belly. But we're going to talk more about it as we go along. This one is about knee length as far as I remember, so it's a little bit on the shorter side. But most of us apple shapes have fantastic legs, hence why we need to talk about the pencil skirt. The last skirt which I have, as you can tell, for once, not a black one, but it is a tulle skirt. The reason I love this so much is the play on the fabric, but also the fact that it is an A-line of a skirt, so it gives us a different silhouette. Those are the 4 shapes of skirts we're really going to focus on today. So there's a little bit for everything, but let's get into some do's and don'ts and the styling. When it comes to skirts, it's all about how you style it and what you pair it with. If you look here, I have a big chunky boot on. I have a big straight fluffy jumper, but the balance and the proportion are just all over the place. I'm cut in half. Although I have everything hidden that I want to hide, it's just a frumpy and not such a good look. Let's instead swap the chunky boot for a more fitted boot. This one is a little sock boot. The idea is very much the same. One is just a little bit slimmer than the other. When you look at them from the front, it's not much different, but when you flip to the side, you can definitely see the difference. The sock boot is just a much more elegant and streamlined boot, and it just suits my shape better. Now watch what happens when I take off that chunky boot and instead replace it with a pump. This is all about playing around with proportions. It's about playing around with the balance in the outfit. Me personally, I think the pump is definitely the far more elegant option. I prefer this. However, it is autumn, so we're going to stick with the boots, but I want you to see the difference that it makes playing around with the different shoes. Let's move on to the top half, and I should just interject here. All the pieces that you see in this video are actually pieces from my everyday wardrobe. They're all in rotation in my wardrobe. I wear them all and I love them all. It is how you pair them. This jumper, when it's pulled down, it may cover my belly, but it's also hiding all shape that I have. It is a straight skirt, as you can tell here. It goes straight down. And the one thing we need to add to especially our apple-shaped bodies, is definition. We need to define that waist. You would have heard me talk about this a million times before. You can do this by tugging in your top. You can do it by just giving it a little French tuck and then just scoop the rest of the top in, and all of a sudden we have a bit of a waist. It now takes me from the rule of half, which we don't want, into the rule of third. But we really want to define that waist a little bit more. The easiest way to do this is by using a belt. Belts are one of those classic pieces that you can never go wrong with having in your wardrobe. It really helps define that waist. Personally, I was always afraid of using belts. I always felt they made me look bigger, But when I learned what kind of belt suits my shape, which is basically just whatever matches the outfit with a little bit of hardware in the middle, you'll see here when I turn around, your eye is drawn towards that hardware, and that helps define the waist, even though my top is actually still hanging over the spots that I wish to hide. It's honestly all just visual trickery, to be honest with you. But by using this trickery, I now look in proportion and it looks stylish. I have definition at my waist, and all of a sudden I look styled instead of just dressed. And don't forget to play around with well-chosen accessories as well. They can draw attention to the right places as well, as can a red lip. It is all a trickery. As I say, it's all about drawing your eye to where you want the eye to land, to show off your good features and to hide the items or the features that you don't like so much. Let me show you some more outfit inspiration using this faux leather skirt. This time I have teamed it with a pair of pumps. Just a little bit more elegant of an option if you ask me. This time I have used a cardigan which has quite a lot of detail on, especially for me. But the detail again will help bring the eye up and away from the tummy. The formula is the same with the belt to draw the attention, and then as I say, just the added detail on the skirt. My wardrobe is quite monochromatic at the moment. I have mainly neutrals in my wardrobe at the moment, but I wanted to show you an outfit here with a pop of color. And don't forget, of course, you can play around with all the colors in your wardrobe. On this outfit, I have, however, tucked my top all the way in, just so you can see the difference. It does show a bit more belly, but it's still an option for you. It still looks fantastic. We are now moving on to the satin skirt, and I will be honest with you, the satin skirt and the faux leather skirt are very similar in shape and style. However, there's a huge difference in the fabric, and that makes a huge difference. Length-wise, they're also very much the same. So I'm just showing you here with a tighter top and again those chunky boots, just so you can see. But again, let's begin at the shoes, because what shoes you choose makes a huge difference. This time I went for a knee-high sock boot. They are gorgeous and stretchy and perfect for those of us who have large calves. They're a bit pricey, but they are worth every single penny. I've teamed it again with a jumper, this one very snug to the body, and again I kept it out just to hide the tummy, but it cuts me in half. Let's flip it over with a cardigan instead. Once again, all the detail is in the cardigan. The colors and the design, the print of this cardigan means that that's what draws the attention. It's a little bit more of an oversized of a cardigan, but I do find that it works very well with the flowiness of this skirt. This is why I teamed it with the long brown boots, because I wanted to tie it together with the brown cardigan. Once again, we want to define that waist, and even though there's no belt loops on this skirt, I'm still adding that belt because I can use it for tucking in if I wanted to, but also it'll still give me that focal point to draw away from the belly in towards the belt buckle and then up towards the face instead. If you look at that streamline of this outfit, you can see that all the details at the top with the necklace, the earrings, the lippy, the print on the cardigan, it all ties together, and that is the key and the secret to wearing skirts. It is finding that formula that hides the assets that you don't want to show and show off the features that you love. The secret to a good skirt is in the fit. It's like that with all pieces in your wardrobe, really. But when it comes to a skirt and to an apple shape, what we want is to hide the belly. So if you find a skirt that has the proper fit, it will skim beautifully over your tummy. But of course, you can use layers. Layers are truly a girl's best friend, especially if, like me, you are an apple shape. A jacket like this one can make your body look a little bit on the square side, and you do have to consider the length of a jacket as well. Keep your rule of third in mind, but again, if you have that belt, so you're breaking up that waist in the middle, you do have that focal point, and your eye will be drawn to that bling in the middle, and you can get away with the kind of half and half cut of the jacket versus the skirt. Of course, there's tons of different kinds of layers that you could use. Here I've got a blazer, and I'll show you a trick with a blazer in a minute, but you could of course go for a gilet. It's, let's say you live in a warmer climate, or you could even use a shirt where you just roll up the sleeves as well if you need that layer on top. But again, talking about defining that waist, let me just show you what we can do with a blazer. This is something I've recently added to my repertoire using my blazers, because some of my blazers are a little bit on the oversized. So adding the belt on the outside, we are creating that focal point still, while we are still defining that waist, a little bit more obvious than when we're using that layer. However, look how beautifully the tummy is still gone. Turn around, Marleen, turn around. There we go. Look how beautifully it skims over that tummy while defining my waist. Layers are a fantastic way to hide that tummy. Right, it's time for that pencil skirt. We can no longer avoid it, and I can hear you all screaming, no, because a pencil skirt truly shows off our curves. It does show that tummy for those of us who want to hide it, so I fully get it. Just don't forget that a pencil skirt also show off all our gorgeous curves, all the beautiful curves, like a little waist and our cracking legs. It is well worth having a pencil skirt in your repertoire. It is all about styling it. But we're going to start off with the shoes, and here are the two ways not to do it. The long boot will just make you look like a straight column, and the chunky ankle boot will leave you out of proportion while cutting your legs in half. Instead, let's go for a sleek and stylish and elegant pump. It'll elongate your legs, it'll make you look taller, and in theory, makes you look slimmer as well. It is definitely a more elegant and sophisticated option. I do, however, recognize that many people, especially us plus people, we don't really wear heels that often, so a pair of flats can definitely do the trick. Just go for something that looks elegant. I love my patent faux leather, and with a bit of gold bling on as well. And don't forget a pointy toe, that'll elongate those beautiful pins. Right, let's build an outfit with this pencil skirt just so you can see it, and the outfit formula is pretty much the same. I'm just using a cardigan here, which will cover that tummy, so we have that layer, but I still want to define my waist, so I'm adding that belt once again. As you can tell, it is literally the same outfit formula that goes into it, and your best trick to disguise that tummy is literally layers. Let's add some shoes, and this time I am going for the heel. I have an outfit afterwards with the flats, but I want you to see what the overall look is when you get a pencil skirt, mix it with a pair of heels, and then a little layer just to disguise that tummy. It is such an elegant look. Now I have gone for black here as well, and black can be very slimming. It definitely helps hide things versus having the light colors, but I wanted you to see the full outfit that a pencil skirt is possible. For my outfit with the flats, I have gone for a turtleneck jumper. This one is a little bit baggier, a little bit more oversized, but to balance out the look, I have added the shoe with the big chain detail on it. The reason I've done this is simply to create an overall balance in my outfit. This is also the reason why I have chosen a bigger handbag. By adding the bulk on the shoe and the bulk in the handbag, it evens out the bulk of the jumper versus the skinnier fit of the skirt. Now, of course, this skirt is showing off the tummy. And if you are dead set against showing off the tummy but still want to go for the pencil skirt, you can keep the jumper out if you want, but you can see it cuts me in half. It does hide the tummy, but it doesn't do anything for my shape. Instead, try a side tug, especially if you're new to tugging. This one could be the great first step. Just a tiny little bit of a tug in the side. You will show a little bit belly on the side, but it will visually break up that body. It will still give you that idea of the rule of third, but you are still kind of hidden. It's a great first step if, like me, you love a pencil skirt and still want it in your repertoire, because us apples looks fantastic in a pencil skirt. We're simply just worried about showing that tummy. You can also just tuck the jumper up a little bit. It is just important that you add that little bit of bulk to the shoes so you don't look too top heavy. Last with the pencil skirt, I just want to show you the difference with the flat versus the heels. You can absolutely wear flats. They can look very elegant and beautiful, but I'm not going to lie to you. My favorite is absolutely wearing a pair of heels with a pencil skirt. It is just such a sophisticated and elegant option. I think it's beautiful, and it really shows off those beautiful pins us apples have. It's finally time for the A-line skirt, and an A-line skirt is often a favorite with apple shapes because it does kick out beautifully over the tummy. Personally, however, I'm not the biggest fan of an A-line skirt. Mine is a tulle skirt, and I love that because I love the play of the fabric. However, my problem with the A-line is our waist. You'll see the difference here when I pull the t-shirt out. You'll be able to see my actual shape. And can you see how much slimmer I look when I have the t-shirt over? Now, personally, I don't have much of a waist, but when you have the A-line skirt, it will kick out and actually just, I kind of feel, make us look a bit bigger. It's all about the waist ratio, and when you have the skirt that start kicking out, I often feel it makes our top half looks too short. So I found a little trick that can actually help with this, and it is to use a belt the same color as the top half. So the half that you want to elongate, just add a belt in the same color, and you'll then have, not only will the belt cinch in your waist, it'll also give you that focal point with the belt buckle, and it'll elongate that top half. Right, let's put this outfit together, and I want you to pay close attention to the boots this time, because I have finally found a combination that works with my chunkier Chelsea boot. I love the A-line fluffy skirt with the edgier boot, and then with my edgier faux leather coat as well, jacket. I just think it's a very fun outfit, but I did try it with the slimmer boot as well. So this is the black sock boot, just so you can see the difference. I'm not gonna lie to you, the slimmer boot is far more my personal aesthetic, but I am glad I now have an option to wear the Chelsea boot, and maybe I can find some more outfits to wear it with. This outfit is more my personal aesthetic and how I would normally wear the skirt. I have the little flat ballerina with the gold buckles on, and then a little cardigan. Again, I'm wearing that belt as the focal point, but the cardigan again is what hides that tummy. It's a cute little outfit, isn't it? For my last outfit, I have changed it up a bit. I'm still wearing a belt to define the waist. I have then added the brown long boots just for extra warmth. And then I have finished the look with a bit of a chunkier knit. The proportions are of course a little bit different, but I wanted to give you as many outfit ideas as possible. I hope this little video has given you an idea and tons of outfit inspiration on how to dress a skirt for an apple-shaped body. I know it can be difficult, and a lot of it is trial and error. A lot of it does take time, but it is well worth it, especially when we get to that point where we actually start using all the pieces that we have in our wardrobe. I do recommend that you snap a photo of all the outfits that you create, simply so you have a little library of all the good and the bad outfits, and you will know when you're looking at the photos which combinations works for you and which ones doesn't. And I can tell you, looking in the mirror versus looking at a photo of yourself, it is very, very different. So do snap those photos, all right? As I said earlier on, this video is a springboard. It is meant as inspiration. It is meant for you to go and take the inspiration I've given you here and then go and play with the pieces that you have in your wardrobe. This is not about buying all the pieces that I'm sharing with you. Most of them are no longer available anyway. Of course, I have linked as much as possible in the description box. Tons of great information and helpful videos in that description box. So I do recommend you go and check it out. But that is it for today. I will leave you with some more video inspiration around here somewhere. I can never remember where it comes up. But that's it for today. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.